the blood-brain barrier line.
Hi, it's 3 p.m. on Tuesday, and I thought we'd have a quick catch-up on how things have been going. This is my last week leading up to my final MSK rheumatology exam on Monday. This is going to be the last exam of medical school, so this is awesome, and after that it's all going to be boards focused, of course. Boards are coming up in less than 50 days now. I'm going to take Comlex first, and then after that give it another week or so, and I'm going to take step 1. I've been caught up on my Anki game again, which has been making me feel a lot better. I had to redistribute the cards, and if you don't know what that means, I was basically in a hole of like 8,000 cards due, and I was not going to catch up on 8,000 cards in like a couple days. And so what you can do is you can redistribute those cards over a certain amount of days, and so that way those 8,000 are get broken up into groups. And so every day I have around 400 cards coming back to me instead of trying to hit those 8,000 cards at once in one day. So I did that, and I've been on top of that. Generally I'm feeling a lot better than what I did a week or two ago. I had a really good weekend. My boyfriend visited me. I had prom. I just had a lot of I think fun things going on that kind of got me out of a bad mindset, and so I'm feeling better. I'm feeling like excited for the week and excited to study, which is really good. Took a bit of a break from YouTube because of that, but I did post some TikToks. I realized TikToks are just so much simpler and faster to post, so I have been posting on my TikTok. If I disappear from YouTube, sometimes I just go on TikTok instead. I think that's it for the most part. This week is a lot more free. Our weeks are getting a lot emptier now that we're reaching the end of second year of medical school. So I don't have a lot of plans for this week. I'm just going to see where it goes, but I am trying to be really productive with my time and get a ton of studying done. So yeah, let's go to the gym and then probably stay at school and study thereafter. The bane of my existence. It's 8:30 p.m. Wednesday. I am getting really tired, but I'm finishing up some work. I'm almost done with my Anki cards. I have one MSK Pathoma video left to watch, plus those Anki cards, and then potentially I was going to watch something else, but we'll see how that goes. Didn't get a lot of sleep because this morning we had a 4-hour class from 8 to 12 on medical ethics and all the legal stuff, insurance, Medicare, Medicaid. I kept getting those questions wrong on UWorld, and I thought that we were just never going to get taught that, but turns out we were today in a 4-hour long class. And then tomorrow I'm going to go shadow for a couple hours, hopefully, just to be in a clinical setting again. I miss it, and I think it'll be a nice break from studying. Also, I don't think I've mentioned before, I got my rotation assignment, I got my location, and I got my rotation order. If you remember, I don't know how long ago now, we lost the rotation site that I was really hoping to end up in. I really liked our location that we had in Connecticut, but we no longer have that as an option, and so I was looking at a lot of other places, but that was like my number one, the one that I was set on. So I had to do a lot of looking into all the other spots that we have. It's really nice because our school has like 20 different locations that you could potentially be placed at, so there is flexibility if you didn't want to stay in Maine, for example, and wanted to go somewhere else, or if you wanted to stay in Maine, there's a ton of places here too. So the way it works is it's basically a lottery system, but you do get to rank your locations, say 1 through 15, 1 being the one that you definitely want to end up at, and 15 being the one that you hope you wouldn't end up at. And then a group of people get together and they do their best to sort you into your top places, making sure that everybody gets there, you know, as close as to their top 3 as possible. So depending on your location, your chances might be really high of getting in, or not that high if it's a very popular location. So yeah, I put New Jersey as number 1, and I got New Jersey as my location. I'm very excited. I think the hospitals are very good. I've heard really good things about the mentors, just really good things about the layout of how they have everything set up there for us. They're an experienced location, so they've had students for a while now, and I think there are going to be students there from other schools as well. It's also really close to New York City, and I miss the city vibe and I just want to be as close to a really big city as possible. So I'm very excited about that. And then I got my rotation order, and the way it's gonna look is I'm gonna have 4 blocks and then winter break and then 4 blocks. And that's gonna be starting in July 1st, so super soon. Granted, I passed boards. So the way my schedule is looking is I'm going to start with outpatient internal medicine, then inpatient internal medicine. Then I'm gonna go into surgery. After that, I'm gonna have my winter break, and then I'm doing family medicine, psych, OB, and peds. It's a little bit front end heavy, but hopefully I can manage and maybe that'll make my load a little bit easier going into studying for step 2 and all that stuff. But yeah, it's very exciting. It was a little stressful before we got to know our locations and our tracks and everything. And now it's something that I'm looking forward to, and it's getting me through this tough period of board studying because I'm just very excited for change of scenery, and I'm so excited to be starting clinical so soon and be seeing real patients and being in a hospital setting again. So if any of you guys are from New Jersey, hit me up with all the recommendations that you have for food and fun and all the things. I'm also currently still looking for housing and whatnot, but I hope it's going to be a really good time and I'm really excited.
Very useful in diagnosis of Lambert-Eaton, which is like reperfusion.
Haven't checked in on Anki progress in a while. I'm now at 64% of the Anking step 1 deck completed. I don't know how close I'm actually going to get to getting to 100% while I only have like a little bit over a month left before I take boards, but I'm curious where everybody else is at with their percentage. And if you're a first year or a second year, and if you already took boards, how much of the deck did you complete before you took it? I had a really nice day in clinic today, shadowing my cardiothoracic surgeon again. But today, instead of being in the OR, we are seeing patients that were pre-op status, getting considered for surgery, patients that were monitoring for things like aortic aneurysms, post-op patients that we were checking to see that they were still doing okay. Even though it wasn't in the OR, it was still a really fun day and I really enjoyed it. And it was so nice to see people after their surgery, see how happy they were, talk about how a lot of their symptoms had gone away and just how much better they were feeling. And a lot of them talked about how the surgery and the surgeon gave them their life back, and that was just really sweet. I say this every time I go shadowing. I love cardiothoracic surgery so much, and every time I go I just love it more and more, if that's even possible at this moment. I got up really early today for that and I didn't get a lot of sleep, so I'm really tired, but I'm gonna push through because I have like 100 Anki reviews left. I haven't done my questions for the day, which is like, it's like a faux pas right now this close to boards, so I have to do my question set on UWorld. And I was gonna do some other things, but I might pass out before then, so at least we're gonna try and get through that. It is 1 in the morning and I'm gonna start getting ready for bed soon after I do some more Anki cards. But I started off the day on like the wrong foot. I just had a really bad night of sleeping, then the house that I was really hoping for in New Jersey fell through because the landlord decided to go with somebody else. And then I had to go to a 3-hour mandatory class today, which of course I didn't really feel like doing, but it all turned around when I figured out an Anki issue that I have been dealing with and I thought all was lost. If you're currently preparing for STEP, you know that if you use Anking and you use UWorld, the UWorld questions are tagged, they're ID'd, corresponding to the appropriate Anki cards. So then if you work through a test and you look up the questions that you got wrong, you can look up the questions IDs, copy all of them, paste them into Anking, and it'll automatically display all the cards that you can then unsuspend for all the questions that you got wrong. So it saves so much time. But I bought the UWorld Comlex deck, and the question IDs did not correspond. It had completely different numbers, so whenever I copy and pasted, nothing would come up. And so every time you saw me, I had to manually type in the keywords, try and find out the cards that corresponded to the questions I got wrong, unsuspend those cards. Sometimes I couldn't find the cards, so I had to type out my own New World cards, so that took forever. But today, I figured out the solution. And it was as simple as downloading or buying the new Anki deck. It's version 12. I paid $55 for it for the yearly subscription, and my questions are now ID'd. So on top of having an updated Anki deck, new pictures, new charts, all new things, it looks very nice. I really like it, but just for the question IDs to correspond to the Anki cards and save me those like 30 minutes of searching and making my own cards is beautiful. I'm super happy with that purchase. And this is what I'm talking about. I did really bad on this quiz today. Don't ask me. I'm gonna go to results, and then I'm gonna go to show all my incorrects. So I'm gonna unselect everything except my incorrects, and then I'm gonna go to the question list here, and then I get all these IDs. And then, actually, I'm just gonna press this. So I copy that, and then I'll go top left here, I'll go tools, I will find cards from UWorld, and then I will copy paste it in here, and search. And those were all the questions that I got wrong, and that I need to work through the Anki cards for, and these are all the Anki cards that correspond to those questions, and as you can see, a ton of them I already have unsuspended, that I can now go ahead and review or forget, and I'm going to go ahead and unsuspend all of these. And this took literally 1 minute.